Good Thursday afternoon to you from Kimberly, Wisconsin. Got a good one for you coming up here this afternoon. WIAA regional action yet again here on Radio Plus. And yet again, it's the Fondy Cardinals in action, coming off an 8-1 win in the regional semifinal on Tuesday against West Bend West, and now find themselves in the regional championship on the road at Kimberly, one of their Fox Valley Association rivals. Kimberly finished tied for second in the FVA, 12-4 in conference, 19-7 overall. Fondy finished 7-9 in conference play. They were sixth in the FVA, 12-15 to this point, including that Tuesday win in the regional semifinal against West Bend West. And how good was Ava Martinez? She surrendered a lot of base runners back on Tuesday, but worked through all of those jams to give up just a single run, and pitched extremely well through a lot of strikes, which you got to do at this point in the season. And if Fondy wants to come on the road and get an upset this afternoon, Martinez going to be one of the keys for the Cards in the circle. You know, the first two times these teams met in conference play back on May 4th was the first time. That was down at Fond du Lac. Kimberly won that matchup 5-1. And then just about 8 days later, on May 12th, here at Kimberly, win for the Papermakers. It was 4-3, though, and that one went to extra innings. In the bottom of the eighth, Bella Elstad doubled in the winning run to walk it off for Kimberly. So both times these two teams played, they were relatively close contests, and as I mentioned, that latest one went into extra innings. So definitely not a walk in the park for Kimberly this afternoon. They are obviously the favorites. They had a bye on Tuesday to get to this regional semifinal. They'll get their postseason campaign underway in just a little bit, about 17 minutes till first pitch here, and we got our Right Way Home Improvement pre-game show here on Radio Plus. Let's take our opening timeout. We'll come back, but first let's hear from our fine folks over at Lenz Truck Center. They have our Athlete of the Week.
Each and every week, Lenz Truck Center of Fond du Lac Radio Plus Video Sports in partnership with Jeff's live streams salute a great student athlete of the week. Congratulations to Laconia's Aubrey Maurer. Maurer for Laconia is the leader in school hits.
Fires up the middle. It'll be deep. It'll be gone. A two-run shot for Aubrey Maurer. That is the all-time career hit record for the Laconia Spartans. It is number 157 for Aubrey Maurer.
Aubrey has just hit her career 157th hit. And what a way to do it with a home run.
Again, congratulations to Laconia's Aubrey Maurer, our student athlete of the week this week from Radio Plus Video Sports in partnership with Jeff's live streams and our presenting sponsor, Lenz Truck Center.
Yeah, I mean, Aubrey's just a hard-working kid. She's worked, she's played varsity for 4 years, and she continues to push herself and work hard. And, for her to get this school record it is so deserving because she's put in all the work that she needs to do that. So I'm happy. I'm thrilled for her.
I want to give a quick shout out to Scott, Jeff, Miss Moeller, and our sports coordinator, Cody Moon, because me, my mom, my dad, who's also a coach, we had no idea. So they coordinated the poster, they coordinated the shout out, they coordinated everything. And I just want to say a big thank you because I could not truly be here without them. They're great.
We got the trucks at Lenz Truck.
Radio Plus, we're proud to bring you stream team coverage of local sporting events. Our team is dedicated to providing live coverage from across Wisconsin, supporting the local teams and communities we know and love. What began as a one-person operation with play-by-play on radio has grown into a 5 or 6 person production. Keeping pace with the latest technology, equipment, and personnel is not only demanding, but costly. If you'd like to support this broadcast as a sponsor or a donor in any way, please log on radioplusinfo.com. It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac. At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go, delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
104 years ago, Silica opened its first store. And as the community grew and home needs changed, so did we. That's why we now carry thousands of top quality home goods, a vast furniture selection, all your appliance needs, the comfort of bedding, and even TV, security, and home electronics. Everything you need for your home, and the delivery and service after the sale that keeps customers coming back for generations. That's why, since 1922, it's been Silica for your home.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. And Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
We return here to Kimberly. Glad to have you along this afternoon, our Right Way pregame show. Josh punching the buttons and on the cameras this afternoon. I'm Jordan King calling the action for you between Kimberly and Fondy coming up in a regional championship game. Meeting at home plate between the two coaches, getting obviously two teams, two communities that are very intimately familiar with each other, as you usually get in these spring sports. You kind of keep things regionalized, and we were talking before you get on air, part of that is you do see these 18-0 3-inning games, and you hate to make a team travel 4 hours for that to happen. Hour and a half, 2 hours, that's enough. But thankfully, I don't think that's what we're in store for here this afternoon. This should be a good one between the 7th-seeded Cardinals and number 2 Kimberly. All right, let's give you your Silica for your home starting lineups, and we'll start with the visiting Fondy Cardinals. Leading off, number 3, she's the catcher, Tristan Ernst. Batting second, number 24, the center fielder, McKenna Schultes. Batting third and playing right field, number 5, Lillian Berschbach. She had a terrific game back on Tuesday. Cleanup hitter is shortstop number 8, Brianna Mentink. Fifth hitter, third baseman, number 6, Mallory Thorpe. Batting sixth, the designated player, number 43, Alyssa Henke. Number 9 is first baseman Maddie Gao. She hits 7th, hitting 8th and playing second, number 4, Elena Fink. And rounding out the batting order, number 13, left fielder Ava Hobson. And Ava Martinez, the pitcher, is the defensive replacement for designated player Alyssa Henke. Starters for Kimberly this afternoon. Leadoff hitter number 12, the shortstop Sophie Hermes. Batting second, the third baseman number 14, Peyton Schreiber. Batting third and playing right field, number 4, Paige Schreck. Batting cleanup, the center fielder, number 11, Brecken Ludke. Batting fifth, the catcher, number 7, Nevaeh Honeck. Batting sixth, the pitcher, number 3, Bella Elstad. Batting seventh, the first baseman, number 8, Chloe Bees. And batting eighth, the left fielder, number 10, Rylan Deering. And rounding out the lineup for Kimberly, number 9, the second baseman, Olivia Pavletsky. So they're going to meet the starters here in the arena, or here on the field as well. And as they do, we'll talk a little bit here about this regional, or this sectional, sectional number 4 in Division 1. Top-seeded Appleton North, second-seeded Kimberly, third-seeded Neenah. Those were the 3 teams that had byes. Everything else went to chalk. Waupun hammered Appleton West, Oshkosh West, also all over Sheboygan North. So number 4 Waupun, number 5 Oshkosh West meet today down at Waupun. That's a 5 p.m. first pitch, and that one's here on Radio Plus. 8th-seeded Menasha beat 9th-seeded Appleton East 9-1. So Menasha travels over to Appleton North this afternoon for a 4:30 first pitch. And then Kaukauna, the 6th seed, beat Manitowoc Lincoln 9-3. And they move on to play 3rd-seeded Neenah. So again, Appleton North, Menasha, Oshkosh West, Waupun, Neenah, Kaukauna, and Fondy Kimberly here in sectional number 4 in Division 1. Once again, the starting lineups brought to you by Silica for Your Home, and our pregame show sponsor is Right Way Home Improvement. Mentioned already a couple of times, these two teams, close games the first 2 times these teams played, and I think Fondy kind of rounded into form. I know they had a couple of losses down the stretch, but the fact of the matter is the Cards, while not dominant, 12-15, that's a losing record. They had a losing record in the FEA. They played pretty much everyone across their schedule pretty tough, and they didn't blow many teams out, but they didn't get blown out either. And I think this is a scrappy Fondy team that you don't really want to see here in the postseason. So we'll see. Kimberly's obviously got to take Fondy seriously. We're going to have the anthem here at the field. Let's take a timeout here on Radio Plus.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu has so much Lutz, it's starting to go to people's heads. I'm the Lutzierge.
Which is the mini taco salad fork?
Here to help them cope. So when you try the mini taco salad, beefy potato loaded griller, or chips and nacho supreme dip, enjoy the Lutz. Just don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, bring the car around.
You know there's no valet.
Then who's getting the car?
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac.
Walk right in. That's the laid-back feeling you have when you work with the Roush Insurance Agency in Fond du Lac. Their agents are dedicated to putting your mind at ease when you make your insurance decisions. They live, work, and play here, and will make sure that they are there at the time of need for their clients and families. Visit RoushINS.com for more information or walk right in. 770 South Main Street in Fond du Lac. The Roush Insurance Agency, your hometown insurance team for over 30 years.
Back here, finishing up our Right Way Home Improvement pregame show, and we're just about ready to roll here this afternoon between number 2 Kimberly and number 7 Fondy, and Bella Elstad out in the circle, number 3. And we mentioned she was the hero the first time these two teams got together. She'll pitch to Nevaeh Honick. Then over on the left side of the infield, third base, Peyton Schreiber, and shortstop, Sophie Hermes. On the right side of the infield, second base, Olivia Pavletsky, and at first, Chloe Bees. And then from left to right field, out in the outfield, Rylan Deering, Brecken Ludke, and Paige Schreck. Due up for Fondy in the first here is catcher Tristan Ernst, center fielder McKenna Schultes, and right fielder Lillian Birschbach. Birschbach had 2 RBIs and a run on Tuesday against West Bend West, as did Ava Hobson out of the 9-hole for Fondy, and that was obviously something that, hey, you'll take that anytime you can out of the 9-hole. All right, pitcher-batter set, and we are set on a gorgeous Thursday afternoon, and Elstead starts it with a strike. Much more pleasant softball weather this afternoon than maybe it was on Tuesday. It was a little hot. Obviously humidity is not too bad yet this time of year, but it was a little hot, and especially out on that turf over at Fondy. That one's up and away, a 1-1 count. Here to Tristan Ernst. Yeah, that was... I don't know if the turf makes it better or worse for players out there. I would think you'd want to play on the dirt, but obviously this is spring in Wisconsin, and turf makes more sense than not. Last one in near the head of Ernst and was a ball, and this one is fouled back. Should get out of play. Oh, just did stay in. Clattering into the fence was Chloe Bees, but she's all right. That's good hustle, man. And good awareness from McKenna Schultes on deck for Fondy. She got out of the way. Diving at the fence. Better fielder than I. 2-2 count here to lead off batter Tristan Ernst here in the top of the first inning. This one's up and away again for Elstad. So nice job by Ernst to work a full count in this opening at bat. That was something West Bend West did extremely well, and I think as a lower seed, you got to have that mindset. You got to see pitches. You got to battle in the box for sure. 3-2 pitch fouled away. You'll recall if you were watching back on Tuesday, Ava Martinez got into a 16-pitch at bat from Shea Hagel from West Bend West, and a 16th pitch, Martinez finally struck her out, but that's what West Bend West did so well. They just battled in there. That one's inside. Oh, and it just clips the corner, and Ernst was halfway to first. She can't believe it. That was probably too close to take with 2 strikes, but I thought it was a good take just based on where our perspective is. I'm just about right behind the umpire. Looked a little bit in on the hands, although Ernst was crowding a little bit. So there you go. Opening strikeout for Elstad. This one's outside to start McKenna Schultes. Saw a couple of those on Tuesday, too, where batters weren't happy, but man, when there's 2 strikes, you got to be pretty sure it's out of the zone, and that was probably too close to take. This one's in on the hands to Schultes, and she's ahead 2-0 here against Elstad. Schultes was 0 for 4. She did reach on a fielder's choice on Tuesday. That one's inside, nearly hit her, and it's 3-0 quickly to Schultes. She did hammer one out to left field in her final at-bat. That was best at-bat of the afternoon for her. She squares around to bunt, pulls it back. She's got to walk. So Fondy's first base runner comes here in the first inning in the form of McKenna Schultes. Fondy went down 1-2-3 against West Bend West. So a better start here offensively, and here comes Lillian Birschbach. She and Brianna Mentink, the cleanup hitter, they're a tough duo to get through, especially if someone's on base, and especially if they got speed like McKenna Schultes. That one's once again in on the hands, but a strike. That low inside pitch, kind of right underneath the hands, is going to be a strike here this afternoon. That's what we have seen. Birschbach squares around. This is a good bunt. Elstad takes care of it. Throwback behind Schultes. She's back in there safe. So the sacrifice works for Fondy, and they got a runner in scoring position. 1-4 on the putout for out number 2 in the inning. And that brings up Brianna Mentink. And, hey, get runners on base for your cleanup hitter. That's what Fondy's done here. Plenty of speed out there with Schultes. Anything that hits the grass, you would assume they're going to send her. First pitch in there for a strike. Get you Mentink's numbers from back on Tuesday if she lets us. Instead, she's going to drill this one out to right center, tailing away from the center fielder. But Ludke ranges over to make the play. Fondy leaves one stranded in the top of the first. We go to the bottom of the first, tied at 0.
Each week, Len's Truck Center, Radio Plus Video Sports in partnership with Jeff's live streams salute a great play of the week. This small ball play of the week is from Lamira.
So it's runners on second and third now and no outs for who other than Trista Gassner. That one bunted towards the pitcher. It'll be a throw to first and it'll not be in time. Now they'll catch Addie Benke in a pickle. Throwing back and forth, and Becky's going to get around it.
What a play by Benke.
Again, thanks to Radio Plus Video Sports in partnership with Jeff's live streams and Len's Truck Center.
Talk to me about this late inning battle you guys have. This isn't the first time that we've seen it. You guys did it against Campbell Sport, the Cardiac Lions a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. I think they're trying to give me gray hairs, honestly. But the fact that they fight through and make adjustments over and over again, no matter what point in the game it is, it just speaks volumes to their confidence.
We got the trucks at Len's Truck.
There you go. That's our play of the week from Radio Plus Video Sports. Lamira this afternoon. Plenty of area teams in action. Lamira is hosting Winnebago Lutheran tonight in a regional final. Laconia is hosting Ripon in a regional final. We told you about Waupun being in action. Still some baseball going on. Nick Detman is down at Fondy. Fondy plays this afternoon against Appleton West. You can see that one on Radio Plus. You can also see that Lamira WLA game on Radio Plus. All right, here we go with Kimberly's first opportunity. It's Sophie Hermes, the leadoff hitter, and she faces Ava Martinez, and Martinez's first pitch is outside. Now, again, this is going to sound like a broken record as Hermes lines this one foul down the left field line. If you were with us on Tuesday, I said it about 1 million times, first pitch strike. Martinez was all over the strike zone early in counts, and I think that helped her all game. So we'll see if she can do that at as good a clip here this afternoon. That pitch is in the dirt. And again, like Tuesday, that was her miss. When she was not in the strike zone, she was missing down, and Ernst was having a little trouble keeping it in front of her. So there's the first pass ball there as well. This one lined out to left, and Hermes has a base knock. She's going to round it, and she's got a single. That's a great piece of hitting by Sophie Hermes. You could tell she's just being patient there at the plate. Let the ball get in on her, drive it through that left side of the infield, and instantly some traffic for Ava Martinez to deal with. That brings up Peyton Schreiber, the third baseman. She steps in. That's outside. So back-to-back first pitch balls from Martinez this afternoon. A stark opposite of what she was doing on Tuesday. There's a check swing. She went. Runner's going to go. Hermes in there down at second. She got a great jump, did Hermes. And there was no way that Ernst was going to get her. Oh, I thought the umpire signaled a strike. They put up a ball on the board. We'll get confirmation of that here in hopefully just a second. That one was up and out. It's 2-1 here to Peyton Schreiber. Hermes out in scoring position with nobody out. This one's fouled back. Right to the fence goes Ernst, and that narrowly makes it out of play. So 2-2 to Schreiber. Here in the bottom of the first, Fondy had a runner in scoring position, stranded her there in the top, and now trying to battle here is Ava Martinez. This one's outside and ball 3. So the count runs full. And this would be a nice one for Martinez to get. Try to settle herself down with Paige Schreck on deck, the right fielder. Martinez, full count, comes home. Good pitch. This one's grounded out past second base, and it's going to score a run here. Throw into second, and no slide, but she's in standing is Peyton Schreiber, and she's got an RBI double here in the first. Kimberly strikes early against the Cardinals. Schreck comes to the plate. Trying to keep this momentum going early for Kimberly. Not showing any rust for having the extra day off on. You get that bye. And at least according to their game changer, they didn't play an exhibition game on Tuesday. Now they might have not put it up there as well, but sometimes you wonder, the throw down to third. Late steal attempt, I didn't even notice it. And Ernst throws out Schreiber at third. I was looking down to confirm my schedule, and wow, there's a great throw by Ernst. I just looking up and see the cloud of dust and an out signal there. This one grounded softly to first. Taken in there by Gao, and it's 2 outs just like that. So a chance here now for Ava Martinez to get out of this thing with no one on base. And Kimberly, obviously, if you're aggressive, you're going to be aggressive, but could be running themselves out of an inning here. We'll see. Center fielder Brecken Ludke comes to the plate. And Martinez comes home with the first pitch there, and that one is up. Ball 1. Kimberly had a runner on second with nobody out, and 2 pitches later, 2 outs. They'll take that. That one's in the dirt, and it's 2-0 here to Brecken Ludke. Martinez comes set with the 2-0. Good pitch. This one way out in front with Ludke, and it's 2-1. Here's the 2-1, lined out to right center. This one's going to get down to the fence. Ludke's going to round first. Decent throw in from Schultes, but it's not in time. The second double of the inning for Kimberly comes off the bat of Brecken Ludke. And another runner in scoring position, the third of this first inning for Kimberly. Nevaeh Hanek steps up to the plate here, the 5th batter of the inning for the Papermakers. And Martinez is set. There's a first pitch strike for Ava Martinez. So 3 runners in scoring position. Kimberly stole a base already. They've been caught stealing once as well. A lot of activity. But one thing has been pretty constant. 3 out of the 4 batters have hit the ball very hard here in this first inning. Hermes, Schreiber, and Ludke all hammered the ball. Hanek pops this one up back to Martinez, and she'll have an opportunity and will end the inning. with just one run damage here in the first. So we head to the second. Fondy trails by a run.
Today's game is brought to you by Edward Jones and these area Edward Jones financial advisors. Robert Bruce, located at 68 North Main Street. Patrick Ellistad, located at 560 Fond du Lac Avenue. Jeff Wills, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. And Matt Helmer, located at 649 Fond du Lac Avenue. Good luck to all athletes in today's game. Edward Jones, making sense of investing.
Back here at gorgeous Sunset Park here in Kimberly. Fondy had a runner on first. They stranded her at second. And then in the bottom of the first, a lot of action for Kimberly. And all things considered, I think Ava Martinez has got to say she did a pretty good job to get out of that first inning with just giving up the single run. And Fondy, the mindset's got to be just, hey, keep it, just hang around here as long as you possibly can. And, hey, they found a way, getting a runner out, stealing, and then a couple of nice plays in the infield. But, man, 3 out of the 5 batters that came to the plate absolutely squared up the softball. But that's not going to deter Ava Martinez. We saw it on Tuesday. She just keeps rolling and doesn't let that stuff affect her. All right, top of the second. Fondy back to the plate with Mallory Thorpe, the third baseman. Elstad, after a pretty good first inning, goes to work here in inning number 2 with an outside pitch. Ruled the ball. This one fouled back. Thorpe back on Tuesday was 1 for 3. Reached twice. One was on an error. She also had a single on the afternoon. This one outside again, so it's 2-1. Thorpe, the third baseman, she had a lot of plays to make on Tuesday in the field. That one is a check swing, and she went. No appeal down to first. Didn't need it there. Looked pretty clear from our angle that Thorpe went. So a 2-2 pitch here from Elstad. That's outside. Another full count. The second that Fondy has worked. The first was by Tristan Ernst. She then thought she walked, but was struck out looking. Fondy would love to get a leadoff batter on here this afternoon. That one's inside, and Thorpe walks. So for the second straight inning, Fondy has a base runner, and that'll bring up Alyssa Henke, the designated hitter, to the plate.
Next up for Fond du Lac, designated hitter Alyssa Henke.
Henke reached, in fact, she drove in the first run of the game on Tuesday. This one's way out in front of the plate in the dirt, and a ball 1. 1 for 3, that was her only hit, but she singled in Brianna Mentink and got things rolling for Fondy, and they never looked back after that in the second inning, winning it 8-1 against West Bend West. This one blooped out to right. It's going to stay up out there for Paige Schreck, and there's out number 1. So Maddie Gow, left-handed batter, will walk to the plate. And we'll see if there's any small ball thoughts here from Fondy, as there were in the first. They sacrificed Schultes over to second. We'll see if there's any thoughts of that here. Nah, Gow's going to swing away. This one's fouled out over the Kimberly dugout, and it's 0-1. How about Gow's numbers on Tuesday? She was 1 for 3 as well. Also reached twice on an error, but she had the 2 RBI single right behind Henke back on Tuesday. This one's outside and down. And the count is 1-1 with one out here in the top of 2. Elstad comes home. This one fouled away by Gow. I think Fondy's kind of struck a nice balance here early, and we'll see how this adjustments get made by the hitting coaching staff and everyone else. And Elstad will make some adjustments as well as the pitching staff of Kimberly, but they've kind of struck this balance. And there's a nice off-speed pitch to strike out Gow. Of being aggressive, but not swinging at junk so far. If it's in there, Fondy's going to swing at it. That was a strike. Just fooled Gow on the beautiful off-speed stuff from Elstad. That's her second strikeout of the afternoon. That'll bring up Elena Fink, the second baseman. 2 outs here with the runner still on first. And Fink will foul this one off over the Fondy dugout this time. Fink made a couple of nice plays on Tuesday. One in particular that kind of stands out to me was to keep a run or 2 off the board for West Bend West. She made a great ranging play over to her left and then kind of had to swivel the hips and make the throw to first. And she did it well. Another swing. This one out to left center field. And ranging over, making the play is Brecken Ludke. And for the second straight inning, Fondy gets one on, but strands her. And we head to the bottom of the second with Kimberly ahead 1-0.
When we first began with high school sports and video streaming, it was a camera or 2. It's grown to multiple cameras, multiple angles, a switcher operator, a couple of announcers, on-field shots, and really we do all this to enhance the viewership.
But the larger scale production, we just have more options, more camera shots, more quality, with our interviews during the game, post-game, and pre-game, really bring a great product to families that are watching at home or watching after the fact.
Students have families in different communities, different states, even different countries. All those people are able to watch our broadcast and see their family performing at a really high level.
We like to think of it as not just being there for a game, but really enhancing the community involvement with this, and that's what it's about.
Through an inning and a half, Kimberly leads Fondy 1-0, and pitcher Bella Elstad gets her first chance here at the dish, working against Ava Martinez. Inside pitch, swung on, and Elstad kind of screws it foul off the hands. And it's 0-1. I think that's a key for Ava Martinez. When she can power in that first pitch strike, she just seems to pitch a little more freely and a little more comfortably out there, as any would. Another one in on the hands, and another foul ball from Elstad. So Martinez working on the inside part of the dish, and she's ahead 0-2. Elstad, the 6th batter in the order. Also due up this inning, Chloe Bees and Ryland Deering. Here comes the 0-2 way upstairs. Don't think we gave the Fondy defense behind Martinez. Over on the left side, Mallory Thorpe at third and Brianna Mintink at short. On the right side of the infield, Elena Fink at second, Maddie Gow at first. Here's the 1-2. That one's inside and hits Elstad before she swung. But now they're going to have a conversation about this because she kind of swung and then let it hit her. So we'll see if they call her out, because that would be a strikeout if they say she offered before the ball hit her. And so a big call coming here from the umpires is they're going to strike out Bella Elstad. And honestly, I think that's probably the right call, as the ball was coming to her and she just kind of squared it up, and you're going to say she offered. Coach Mix from Kimberly is not a fan of it. He's saying she's trying to brace herself. Well, I would, to the counter argument to that is turn your back to it, and then you're not offering to it. And you could just hear that. You could just hear it. And took my headphone off there. He's saying it's way off the plate. She's not actually trying to swing at it. But they do teach you that in Little League, how to take a hit, and sometimes instincts take over, and that's just the way it goes. You never want to see a player get hit, but by the rules of the letter of the law, I think it's probably the right call. So we'll see how long they're going to have this conversation. And now Coach Mix has found a way to have another discussion. I usually say if the umpires come together once, make a decision, you got to leave it at that point. You can't go back and have multiple people hear their sides of the story. And so we'll see here if Elstad ends up at first or if she ends up struck out. She did offer at the pitch. I don't think that's a debate. And I just don't know if you can say, well, I didn't mean to swing. I mean, then we can go back and rewrite the rule books. They're going to stick with the call. And that'll bring up Chloe Bees, the first baseman.
No batting, Chloe Bees.
Again, you can't fault Elstad. I mean, as I said, instincts take over, and you just you don't want that to hit you right in the ribs. And so you kind of try to turn, and I don't blame her for that. That's for sure. First pitch fouled away by by Bees. Get another look at it here on instant replay. Yeah, I mean, she swings all the way around. It just, I understand both arguments. I think by the letter of the law, the umpires got it right. 0-2 count here to Chloe Bees as we move on. Martinez comes home outside. It's a good waist pitch up 0-2. Both of these batters here in the second, Martinez has found a way to get ahead 0-2, and then you can be a little bit more creative. Now, I don't think she's going to try to throw this one at Chloe Bees as she did to Elstad. This one's up, and Bees has worked a 2-2 count. Bees the first baseman for Kimberly. Here's the 2-2, lined out to center. Schultes misplayed it. I think she might even lost that in the sun. I mean, the sun's kind of off to her side, but she did not see that one well off the bat. And so it's going to be a loud single for Chloe Bees. She kind of took a false step there, did Schultes, and just didn't read that one well off the bat. So that brings up Rylan Deering, the left fielder, with Bees at first. Martinez comes inside for a strike. There's that pitch that we saw a couple of times in the first inning as well, right underneath the hands of the hitter on that kind of the black of the plate, and it's been a strike all afternoon. Martinez with the 0-1. That one's upstairs. Evens the count at 1-1. At least I think that first one was called a strike. Second time the scoreboards disagreed with me today. The 1-1. On the inside corner again. Thought he signaled strike there again, but well, we'll get confirmation, I guess, if this one's a strike. I have it as 1-2. Here comes Martinez. Outside, swing, miss, and a strikeout of Rylan Deering, and that is strikeout number 2 of the day. First one was unconventional with Bella Elstad. That one looked a little bit more like a strikeout. Here's Olivia Pavletsky, second baseman, rounding out the order. Sophie Hermes, the leadoff hitter, stands on deck. That one's on the outside corner for a strike. And Coach Mix is going to get a pinch runner here. We'll try to get a number. Number 9 is coming on to pinch run. That's CJ Stevenson. And she'll run here for Bees at first. So get some more speed out there for Coach Mix and the Papermakers. Here's the 0-1 and a steal attempt out to second. Oh, that's a great slide. Oh, I thought maybe she got under the slide out there. They're going to call her out at second base on a great tag from Brianna Mentink. That ends the inning, and Pavlevsky will lead it off next inning after the great throw from Tristan Ernst to cut down Stevenson at second. Back after this, we'll have the third inning here on Radio Plus.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
AirTech delivers whatever it takes service to take care of you. Bryant and AirTech Heating of Fond du Lac.
Cleaning your gutters is a pain, but ignoring them could ruin the value of your home. Gutter Helmet is the solution. Choose the perfect color to blend with your home, and our certified technicians will install Gutter Helmet in less than a day. Call Gutter Helmet today to never clean your gutters again.
Back here, top of the third between Fondy and Kimberly. Fondy remains down by a run. I thought it was a great slide by CJ Stevenson to get under that tag, but that's a long way from where we are. Seen a couple of fans say, oh, she had to be safe. And, hey, I certainly thought so, but that's all right. Tough call out there at second, too, with all the dust flying around. It's always easier for us fans and broadcasters to say it, isn't it? First pitch strike from Elstad. But, yeah, that's 2 that went against the Papermakers there in that second inning. Ava Hobson, the 9-hitter, who did some excellent work at the dish on Tuesday. Drove in a couple of runs, also scored a run. She was 1 for 3, but reached on an error. Hobson lines this one right out to second, and Pavletsky snares it there. That one hit very hard by Ava Hobson. And that's one where, if you're the coach and staff, you got to say, that's just an excellent AB, and sometimes you hit them right at the people. And that's what happened there. So that rolls over the lineup to Tristan Ernst. She's 0 for 1 with a backwards K back in the first. She worked a full count, and then she thought the pitch was in on her hands, but it caught a corner, and she struck out. First pitch at this at-bat was a ball, and Elstad ready with the 1-0. This one over the heart of the plate, chopped down to third base, going to be a tough play. Ernst beats it out, and the throw over to the fence, and Ernst quickly thinks better of going to second, and she is barely back in there. Oh, Paige Schreck was she had to be licking her chops waiting for that one. She saw Ernst round first, and she was going to throw her out by a mile. Ernst then quickly got back to first. We'll rule it a single for Ernst down there at third base. It was a tough play for Peyton Schreiber. She probably would say you got to make it, but, man, that was – if that would have been a bunt, that's about as perfect as you could have laid down a bunt. And so it just chopped perfectly to that one spot in the infield that makes it a tough play. 1-0 count here now to McKenna Schultes. Schultes walked back in the first inning. And that pitch was on the inside corner, and they say Schultes got the bat back in time. Couple of Kimberly players in that dugout thought she might have left the bat out too long, but no swinging strike. This is a bunt that skews foul from Schultes. Schultes was at first. She was bunted over by Lillian Birschbach, and now Fondy looks like maybe they want to play a little bit more small ball here and try to manufacture a run here against Kimberly. 2-1 count here to Schultes. See if she squares again. She will. Good looking bunt. And she'll be out at first, but does the job. Nice play there by Peyton Schreiber again. She's been asked to make a lot of plays here early on, but she's done a nice job over there at third base. But nonetheless, Schultes, as I mentioned, did the job. Gets a runner in scoring position for Lillian Birschbach, who steps back in after sacrificing Schultes over to second back in the first. Birschbach holds back, and that was a ball. I'll tell you what, I thought that was might have gotten in the strike zone either way. It did not. I think Elstad agrees with me. She was a little shocked that that wasn't a strike. 1-0 pitch coming here to Birschbach. This one grounded to the hot corner and foul. In scoring position for Lillian Birschbach. Thought maybe we had a replay there, but it escaped us. 1-1 count here to Lillian Birschbach. This is a big spot. Fondy with the runner in scoring position for the second time today. They got to capitalize on these, you feel, in a big game like this. Birschbach swings through the 1-1, and just like that, Elstad is a strike away from getting out of this inning. Ernst is down at second. Here's the pitch. This one's up. Ernst took a big secondary lead, but no problem there. It's 2-2. Wasn't sure, Ernst being the catcher, wasn't sure if maybe they would courtesy run. You get the free runner for her if you want it, but they're going to let her run it out. This one's way outside, and it's full to Lillian Birschbach. On Tuesday, I was right in the middle of saying you don't want to necessarily pitch around Lillian Birschbach to get to Brianna Mentink, and then Birschbach roped one into the gap against West Bend West. That one's inside corner, and a strike three out of the inning is Elstad on that beautiful inside corner pitch. Fondy leaves another runner stranded out at second. We go to the bottom of the third. Kimberly 1, Fondy 0. Here to Sunset Park in Kimberly. The Papermakers lead the Cardinals 1-0. Here on Radio Plus Sports. Eva Martinez goes back to work. She's, as a pitcher, you got to kind of shut this out, but man, they got to get her some run support. 2 times now that they have had runners in scoring position have the Cardinals, and they've left them out there. Schultes in the first and Ernst in the third. And you got to capitalize on that traffic being out there. Kimberly already has. So here's steps back in Olivia Paweletsky. She was at the dish when the inning was ended as Stevenson got cut down out at second base. So she gets a free reset on the count, and it's 1-0. Martinez comes back with an off-speed gem. Way out in front was Pavletsky, and it's 1-1. Martinez outside this time. Kimberly scored back in the first. Sophie Hermes, their leadoff batter, got on with a single, stole second, and then quickly rushed home with a Peyton Schreiber double. That's how Kimberly got onto the board. That one's in the dirt, 3-1. Then Schreiber ran into an out, trying to steal third. And otherwise, Kimberly would have scored another run. Later on in the inning, Brecken Ludke doubled as well. So had they not tried to steal Schreiber, they would have scored another. But nonetheless, just one run the difference between the Cards and the Papermakers. That one fouled down the left field line. And so a full count here to the number 9 hitter, Olivia Pavletsky. Pavletsky fouls another away. Just pesky hitting. And if you're Martinez, you got to say, can't give a free pass to anyone on Kimberly's roster, but you got to deal with the bottom of the order for sure. Here comes Martinez, low, but swung on, and another foul ball. So Pavletsky continues to stay alive with a good-looking at-bat here. And Martinez has to continue to focus and come home. This one out to left field. Hobson looked like she slipped out there and then dove and missed it. Here comes Pavletsky. She's going to try to score on the error. Throw home. Ernst gets it on the tag. No, she's in there. And Pavletsky, with what is probably going to be ruled a single with a 3-base error, doubles Kimberly's lead. Here's that play at the plate. And it was a good throw when it finally came in. Really close. And, hey, Kimberly's had a couple go against them. That was a close 50-50 that went in their way. And good call, I think, too. But, yeah, it almost looked like Hobson here. This one drilled out to right center before I can even analyze that one. And we got another double. And this time it's Sophie Hermes. She singled back in the first. Now she stands out at second with the double. The hard hits keep coming. Now, that Pavletsky's wasn't necessarily a hard hit, but it looked like when I looked up and Hobson almost slipped with her first step. She should have gotten there. It looked like she might have been able to get there easily. Instead, she had to try to dive for it. And now a conversation in the circle for Fondy. So, right after, we'll take a look at that replay again. It was an excellent throw once it finally came in. I think the relay throw, it's just so close. I think the relay throw was from Brianna Mentink, and it was right on the money. I mean, when she got the ball out in the outfield, I didn't think there was even a play at the plate. And she made it close with Pavletsky at home. But Pavletsky motored around the bases very quick. So 2-0. Now Martinez and company has to refocus. Try not to let this ball game get away from the Cardinals here in inning number 3. But isn't that how baseball and softball work sometime, isn't it? It's you have runners on scoring position in the first. Don't bring them home. Kimberly scores in the bottom. You have a chance in the third. Don't get it home. Kimberly scores in the bottom. It's just sometimes that's the way it goes. And Fondy not able to take advantage of the opportunities that they have had thus far. Kimberly has. And they got another one here with Hermes out at second, nobody out. Schreiber already doubled today. See what she does here. This one in the dirt, good block by Ernst. by the way, the other side of the play, throw by, I believe it was Mentink. I apologize if that was Thorpe or someone else out there that fired that thing home. But Ernst behind the plate. I mean, she caught it and tagged instantly, and that was the only way they had a chance. And, obviously, Fondy made the error to start it, but a couple of nice defensive plays to try to make up for it, and they nearly did. This one drilled out to left field. Tough play out there, and that one's over the head of a replacement left fielder. I didn't even get to see the defensive substitution, but another double for Kimberly, and it's 3-1. I was trying to rifle through and find you a number there, but it's hard to see those Fondy Cardinal numbers out as far away from home plate as we have. Maybe 5. We'll check the roster here and try to get you a number for the Cards on the defensive replacement out in left field. That ball is outside. So during that mound visit, Fondy brought in, looks like 5. So they switched Birschbach and Hobson, so they didn't make a substitution. They just put Birschbach out and left, and her first opportunity out there wasn't able to make the play. Hobson now out in right field, so there you go. There's the switch. I was going to say, I didn't see anyone run off the bench, but that one's up and in. Nearly caught Paige Schreck, and Ernst wants to have a conversation with Ava Martinez. Fondy just teetering a little bit here against the ropes. And good idea there from Ernst to go out there and just have a quick word with Martinez. Here comes the 3-0. That's upstairs and a walk, a 4-pitch walk at that to Paige Schreck, and that'll bring up Brecken Ludke, who doubled back in the first. If she does that now, I think you're looking at a couple of more runs for the Kimberly Papermakers. And this is not the spot in the lineup you want to be if you're Ava Martinez and Fondy. That one at the knees, but called a strike. Martinez comes home. This one grounded to the third, stepped on the base. There is Thorpe over to first for the double play. Great play by Thorpe to get a couple of outs here for Fondy and at least give him some life. That was hit hard, and Mallory Thorpe made the play. 5-3 on the double play to erase Schreiber at third and Ludke at first. So Schreck still out at second. Nevaeh Honick at the dish fouls this one away. That was a massive play. We'll see if we have a replay that we can queue up maybe at the end of this inning or between some pitches here. That one was outside and 1-1. I mean, Ludke tattooed that thing, and Thorpe's just stood right in there and made the play. That one's right down the middle, strike number 2, and it's 1-2. So after having a couple of runners on and nobody out, Martinez might get out of this thing. Check swing, and a good job to hold up that time by Honick. Two count. This one in the dirt. So the count is full here to Nevaeh Honick. Schreck out at second. This one grounded to the left side. We're going to test the arm of Birchbach. Has it go under the glove, and it's going to score a run. So Schreck scores from second on the RBI single from Nevaeh Honick. Would have been a tough throw for Birchbach. She had to kind of rush things, and that led to the ball trickling under the glove. And so Honick's going to be run for here. Looks like number 23, Courtney Kunst. Courtney Kunst, excuse me. So a big-time RBI there. Swing and a miss from Bella Elstad, who struck out last inning. There's that shot out to left field. Oh, excuse me, that was the great play made by Thorpe. This one lined out to left, and Elstad goes down with a hard, loud out number 3 to left field and Birchbach, and that ends the inning, but not before Kimberly's able to tack on another 3 runs, and they lead it 4-0 against Fondy. We head to the 4th right after this.
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu has so much Lutz, it's starting to go to people's heads. I'm the Lutzierge.
Which is the mini taco salad fork?
Here to help them cope. So when you try the mini taco salad, beefy potato loaded griller, or chips and nacho supreme dip, enjoy the Lutz. Just don't let it go to your head.
Yeah, bring the car around.
You know there's no valet.
Then who's getting the car?
Taco Bell's new Lutz Value menu. 10 extravagant indulgences, all $3 or less.
So Kimberly has some padding now atop the Cards. 4-0 here in the top of the 4th inning. And it marks the 3rd time in 3 tries that Kimberly's hung at least 4 on the Cardinals. A 4-3 win on May 12th, a 5-1 win back on May 4th. And Brianna Mentink will lead things off for Fondy as they try to respond. And you'd love to just chip away 1 or 2. I mean, they'd really love a crooked number, but, I mean, you'd take anything here. If you're Fondy, you got to have a response sooner rather than later as it ticks towards the middle part of this game. And there's a good start. Brianna Mentink lining that one out to left for a single.
Next up with the Cardinals,
Cards have had 2 innings ended on looking strikeouts, and that's kind of a tough one to swallow a little bit. So Mentink out at first. Mallory Thorpe made that great play in the top or bottom half of the 3rd. Bunts it out between Elstad, and this is going to be a seeing high bunt, and she's going to beat it out. I'm going to call that an infield single. Come on now. I think maybe an official scorer would have said there should have been a little bit better communication between pitcher and first base there with Elstad and Bees, but that was perfectly right between the two. Check out this bunt on the Radio Plus replay. And just perfectly placed. And, hey, you'll take him any way you can get him. I was just saying, Fondy's got to find a way to put a little pressure on and respond. And now Alyssa Henke, the designated hitter, will come to the plate. Maddie Gow on deck. Elena Fink would be due up if it gets that far, but Fondy's got some traffic out there on the bases for Elstad to think about, and Kimberly's going to have a little meeting there just to discuss what they want to do here with a couple of runners on and nobody out. And obviously, worst case scenario for Fondy, but you got to stay out of a double play here for sure. So Henke digs in. She flew out to right field back in the 2nd. And she awaits the first pitch here from Elstad. It's outside. So the Fondy fans starting to make a little noise here, make their presence known a little bit. as momentum is finally trickling its way towards the Fondy dugout. Here in the fourth, Elstad comes home. This one grounded right back to Elstad, and that could be that double play ball over to third, back to first. Double play! No, they're going to say Bees took her foot off the base. Good run in there from Alyssa Henke to beat that out, and then obviously got a little help as Bees drug her foot off the base. Here's a look at that one. It's a great play by Elstad to shovel it over to third to Schreiber, and then the throwback over to first, and Bees drug her foot off the base. Here's a look at that. Just brought her a little bit too far down that first baseline. Fondy's going to have a pinch runner into the ball game as well. We'll get you that name when we can pass that along to you. But it's Maddie Gao that steps into the batter's box with 2 on and 1 out. Squares to bunt. That one's in the dirt. And a very, very nice job by Nevaeh Honig back there. Runner at first is Sophia De Leon for Fondy. Elstad ready. She comes home. Good bunt by Gao down that third baseline. Throw over to first is wide. Gao's going to be safe, and Fondy's going to score a run on the throwing error. So Fondy has tested Peyton Schreiber a lot, and she has stood up to the test up until then. And there's going to be runners on the corners now for the Cards with Elena Fink coming to the plate. We'll see if they get a runner for Gao as well. They will. And it's going to be number 11, Leah Lidke. So don't go anywhere. Fondy scrapes away their first run across the board here. And Elena Fink in a big-time spot here in the top of the fourth. Runners on the corners with just 1 down. Elstad set to come to Fink. She squares around, and Kimberly just fine to let Lidke down to second for free. So now 2 runners in scoring position, and perhaps the moment gets even bigger for Elena Fink. You'd love if she could now bunt this thing towards first. Bunt this thing over towards Chloe Bees. Same spot that Mallory Thorpe did, right? Right between the pitcher and first base would be perfect. Instead, it's a high ball, and the count is 1-1. Oh man, this is now the chess and checkers games get a little bit more interesting for the coaching staffs. Infield in for Kimberly, obviously. Here comes the bunt, fouled. Fink almost seemed like she wasn't real convicted in her decision to bunt there. Wasn't sure if she should pull that back. The bat never really got around far enough to be able to get that fair. But she did look like she was trying to push that over towards first. So it's a 1-2 count. Might have to abandon the idea of bunting here. They will, and Fink's going to swing through it, and there's 2 outs. So a big spot here for Ava Hobson, who slipped back in the third and is kind of part of what got Kimberly going there in the third inning with that Little League home run situation. And she's got a chance here to make right in the top of the fourth. If she can knock something out to a gap, it'll score a couple of runs. If Hobson reaches, Tristan Ernst in the top of the Fondy order will be due up. Hobson a little bit tardy on that one. Fouls it back over to the right side, and it's 1-1. Big time spot here for the bottom of this Cardinals order. And Hobson answered the call back on Tuesday against West Bend West. What's she got here against Kimberly? The 1-1. Inside, nearly clipped her. Almost looked like a hitter, and Hobson looked back like very close. Obviously, if you get hit, you know it. And Hobson, it was very close, but did not clip her on the hip there. Here comes Elstad home, low, 3-1. Big time pitch here on the 3-1. Similarly to what Martinez faced, Elstad does not want to walk the 9-hole hitter. Bring up Tristan Ernst with the bases loaded. Inside, strike. That's been a strike all afternoon. I know Fondy hitters have not liked it, but that's been a strike all afternoon. Full count here to Ava Hobson. Biggest pitch of the afternoon so far. Fouled away. Hobson stays alive, just gets out of play. Big time spot. Wow, you can kind of feel the tension from both sets of fans here. Your fourth inning. Be one thing if this is the first. You're starting to get later stages of this game, and Fondy could use the 2 runs that are out there right now. Get back into this thing. Elstad comes set. Hobson awaits the full count pitch. Grounded over to short. Nice play made. Good throw over to first. And Hermes over to Bees. Gets Kimberly out of it on the 6-3 putout. Fondy leaves 2 more runners stranded. They've left 4 total this afternoon through 4. We head to the bottom of the 4th frame. Fondy trailing 4-1.
At Radio Plus, we're proud to bring you stream team coverage of local sporting events. Our team is dedicated to providing live coverage from across Wisconsin, supporting the local teams and communities we know and love. What began as a 1-person operation with play-by-play on radio has grown into a 5 or 6-person production. Keeping pace with the latest technology, equipment, and personnel is not only demanding, but costly. If you'd like to support this broadcast as a sponsor or a donor in any way, please scan the QR code on the screen.
We return for the bottom of the 4th inning. Oh, man, Fondy had their chances. I mean, they've had 3 innings with runners in scoring position. All 4 runners that they've stranded have been in scoring position this afternoon. And against one of the top teams like Kimberly, you just can't leave those runs out there. And this afternoon they have. So we head to the bottom of the 4th. Martinez still out there. Chloe Bees will lead things off, the first baseman.
Leading off for Kimberly in the bottom of the 4th inning, first baseman Chloe Bees.
Then due up 8 and 9 hitters, Ryland Deering and Olivia Pavletsky. Pavletsky was the batter that hit that Little League home run that got past Fondy out in the outfield. She used her speed to motor on around. This one grounded out to short with Mentink. Got a hustle, and she does. Throwing out Bees on the 6-3 to start the 4th inning out in the field for the Fondy Cardinals. Bringing up Ryland Deering. Martinez would love a clean inning here. All 3 innings thus far. She's had some traffic out there. Deering swings through the first pitch. A little bit off speed there from Martinez. Martinez steps on the rubber, comes home, off speed. There's strike 2. She's found something there. In particular, perhaps here against Ryland Deering, who struck out her first time as well. Now down 0-2. Got to keep pounding that strike zone if you're Martinez. And there's a strike 3 looking. And Martinez has the first two down here in the fourth. That's strikeout number 3 on the afternoon for Martinez.
Second baseman Olivia Pavlovsky.
Elsewhere in D1 softball action, 4th-seeded Waupun leads 5th-seeded Oshkosh West 1-0. That game in the bottom of the third. Also, any Fondy fans watching, baseball trails Appleton West 3-1 early in that ball game. And here at Sunset Park, it is 4-1 Kimberly. Scored 3 of them in the third. In the fourth here, first 2 have been cut down, and there's a 1-2-3 inning, just like the doctor ordered for Ava Martinez. We go to the 5th. Fondy trying to plug its way back into this thing. They trail by 3. For the top of the 5th. 9 more outs to play with for the Cardinals, and they got to find a way to scrape 3 more runs across at least. Here against Bella Elstad, and it's going to start with the top of the order here in the top of the 5th. Third chance for Tristan Ernst, who is 1 for 2, struck out in the first and singled back in the third. Man, she'd have loved to have been out there, get an opportunity with the bases loaded. Hobson nearly found a gap on that left side of the infield that would have allowed Ernst to come to the plate back in the 4th inning, but nice play made out there by Kimberly. Ernst drives this one out to right center. It's going to stay up for Paige Schreck, and she's going to make the play. Good contact for Tristan Ernst, just kind of stayed up in the air a little too long. Wind is blowing out, albeit I'll call it a breeze. I don't know that it's wind. Not some of the wind that you can get in the spring in Wisconsin. We a couple of windy games out at the Mount Calvary Athletic Complex with the Springs baseball team, and we've seen home runs hit out there that have been certainly aided by the wind. Not quite that. You'll get a little help out there to right field, but nothing like you can get sometimes here in Wisconsin in April and May. 1-0 count here to McKenna Schultes. Walked in the first, sacrificed Ernst over in the second, and this one is sky high out to short, taken in there by Sophie Hermes. And just like a 1-2-3 inning was just what the doctor ordered for Fondy, Elstad would also like that. She hasn't had an inning yet where she hasn't faced a base runner either. Lillian Birschbach is at the dish, and that first pitch is down. Birschbach struck out looking back in the 3rd inning, and she sacrificed Schultes to second base back in the 1st. Second pitch is in there for a strike. The small ball hasn't been the problem for Fondy. It's worked. Their sacrifice bunts have been excellent. In fact, a few of them have found their way on base with them. Here's the 1-1 pitch upstairs. It's 2-1. They've lacked that big hit. That run, that hit to get a runner in. That's been the problem. That one's upstairs as well, so it's 3-1. Now to Lillian Birschbach. She's gonna have the green light here. There's no doubt about that. Elstad comes home. Birschbach turns on it, bloops it, diving play. Oh, and it's just out of the glove of Ryland Deering. What a play out in left field. Take a look at this from Ryland Deering. Kind of what a play, and it just popped out at the last second on the single for Lillian Birschbach. Can't call that an error. If that's an error, then no one wants to play outfield because that was a tough play. Here's Mentink. Strike one. She's 1 for 2. Flew out to center field back in the first. Singled in the fourth. Birschbach over at first. This one's going to get past the catcher, Honick, and tell me if you've heard this one before. Fondy's got a runner in scoring position. For the fourth inning out of 5 today, Fondy with a runner at second and or third. Big spot here for Brianna Mentink. It's 1-1. Here comes Elstad home outside. Nice job by Honick that time to shuffle over and make sure that one didn't get by her. And the count is 2-1 to one of Fondy's best hitters. Mentink awaits the 2-1 off speed, and it is a gem from Bella Elstad. And it's 2-2. Mentink swung hard, but fooled by the speed. Birschbach waits out at second. Here's the 2-2. That one right in there. Strike three. Right at the letters. Just low enough, says the umpire. And for the third time today, Fondy leaves a runner in scoring position looking on a strikeout. We head to the bottom of the fifth. Kimberly leads Fondy 4-1.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go. Delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
Back here at Kimberly, Fondy has had their chances. By the way, between the innings, checking out some D3 softball that's streaming here on Radio Plus, WLA at Lamira. And they just had a situation between the innings as I was looking. By the way, score is 0-0 right now. WLA kind of that pesky 4 seed taking on top seeded Lamira and currently tied. They had a batter get hit. She kind of braced herself a lot like we did with Elstad earlier in this one, and their umpires also ruled it a swinging strike. So not every time you get hit do you get to go down to first base. This one lined on a rope out to right center field, and it's a leadoff hit for Sophie Hermes, who has been all over the Ava Martinez pitching today. She's now 3 for 3, 2 singles and a double. And if I'm Fondy, I am paying special attention to Hermes over at first base. Peyton Schreiber is at the plate. She's 2 for 2. She's doubled twice. Hermes stole very easily back in the first inning. Off-speed pitch from Martinez is a good one and gets Schreiber to swing out in front. It's 0-1. But Hermes doesn't need any invitation to go take second base. And Mentink just kind of shuffling over there a little bit. 0-1 pitch in on the hands and fouled back. And it's 0-2. But the top 3 in the lineup for Kimberly have reached base 6 times out of 7 attempts. Nice job that time from Ernst to keep that one in front, and it's 2-2. Check at that. I believe it's 1-2. 1-2 sounds right. That one's in the dirt. Now it's 2-2. Hermes and Schreiber have just been unreal to deal with for Fondy. This one's upstairs, and Fondy not happy with that one. That was the same pitch that just struck out Brianna Mentink, and Fondy not happy that that wasn't strike number 3 on Peyton Schreiber. Couple of shouts from the dugout there. This one lobbed out to left center field, and it's going to get down out there. So another hit for Peyton Schreiber. And it moves Hermes into scoring position. And Fondy fans and dugout alike not happy that they feel Schreiber was given 4 strikes to deal with that, do that damage out there. That brings up Paige Schreck with 2 on and nobody out. And you just wonder if Fondy's had too many opportunities. And here's Kimberly's chance for a knockout punch here in the bottom of 5. If you're just joining us, Fondy has had all sorts of traffic on the bases. They have left 5 runners all in scoring position. This is a grounder out to short. Mentink makes the right play, goes over to third to get the lead runner. And Paige Schreck will reach on the fielder's choice, but it'll cut down the speed of Hermes. So that brings up Brecken Ludke. She doubled on a hard line drive to right center back in the first inning, and then grounded into that double play that Mallory Thorpe over at third base, able to step on third, throw to first. Ava Martinez would take that right now. Martinez just threw her hands up there. I think she's saying, I've thrown that pitch a couple of times this inning and you haven't given me the strike. That one's outside. Ooh, on the corner. So 0-2. Here's a friendly one for the Cards. The 0-2 to Brecken Ludke. Swung on, out to short. Oh, backhanded play. Oh, it's a tough one and a terrible hop for Mentink over there at short. And she had time to get the lead runner, Peyton Schreiber, over at third. And we'll see if Fondy has a conversation here with the bases loaded, how they want to play it. They're just going to bring the infield in, try to get the lead runner at home. Bases loaded for Nevaeh Honick. She had an RBI single back in the third. A hit now would drive in at least a couple. This one out to right field. Hobson comes in on it. It's down. And a throw home is not in time. So another RBI single for Nevaeh Honick. She's got a couple of runs driven in. She's 2 for 3 now. That'll bring up Elstad, who is 0 for 2 this afternoon. Pinch runner coming in is Courtney Kunst, I believe. So Elstad comes up with the bases still juiced. And the lead is 4. Elstad can do some help, give herself some help. She's going to ground it to first. That's an RBI fielder's choice for Elstad. And she does help her own cause. Moves up the runners as well.
Next up for Kimberly, Chloe Bees.
That's not a fielder's choice either. There's some great softball knowledge for you there. Great job by me. That's a 3 unassisted. There you go. All right, Ava Martinez comes home, pitch number 1 to Chloe Bees. Bees still with a couple of big-time ducks on the pond, as they say. Runners out at second and third. This one out to right field. It might get down out there. Nice play by Ava Hobson to make the catch running at the line, and there's out number 3, but not before Kimberly tacks on 2 more. They lead Fondy by 5. We go to the 6th right after this.
Bryant, whatever it takes.
AirTech delivers whatever it takes service to take care of you. Bryant and AirTech Heating of Fond du Lac.
All right, back here for the 6th inning. Fondy down 6-1. Just tuning in, you're like, man, Kimberly in control. Well, yes, they are, but not to say that Fondy hasn't had opportunities to make this thing much closer than it currently is. Elstad outside with the first pitch here to Mallory Thorpe, leading off the 6th for Fondy. They have left 5 runners in scoring position, and 3 times, here's Thorpe over to third, nice play made on the backhand and a good throw by Peyton Schreiber. 5-3 on the putout. 3 of the times that they've had a runner in scoring position, they've struck out looking, and it's that inside pitch that's just underneath the hands that the umpire is given on that left side of the plate. So inside to a righty, outside to a lefty. It's been a strike all day. Can't say there wasn't consistency, that's for sure. First pitch here to Alyssa Enke is a ball. Here comes the 1-0. That's downstairs in the dirt as well. Enke reached on a fielder's choice back in the 4th. This one lined out to left, and it's just going to hang up again for Ryland Deering. Those line drives that probably get down against the better majority of teams, just there's so much speed between Deering, Ludke, and Schreck out there. And even with the infield, just a ton of speed out there for Kimberly. And there's just not a lot of gaps out there to try to find if you're a hitter. That one's downstairs, 1-0 to Maddie Gow, who reached back in the 4th inning on an error. Helped drive in the first Fondy run. That one's up and out, and it's 2-0 to Maddie Gow. Gow is 0 for 2. Here's the 2-0 pitch. Outside corner, and it's a strike. There's a good example of it. That ball is probably off the plate, but it's been a strike all day long on that side of the plate. That one's down in the dirt, and it's 3-1. And as hitters, you kind of have to make adjustments to that. And I guess if I was right-handed hitter, I'd maybe take a little step off the plate if I got to get my hands through to that pitch. That one's upstairs, and Gow walks. So as good as Elstad's been today, she has allowed a base runner in each and every inning to this point.
Next up, Elena Fink.
So that brings Elena Fink to the dish. She is 0 for 2. Flew out to center back in the 2nd and struck out in the 4th. That's upstairs. That's right where that pitch was. That was strike number 3 on Brianna Mentink that she wasn't happy about. and is kind of that borderline at the letters pitch. Elstad comes home, swung on, driven down the left field line, and there's that speed again of Rylan Deering. There's just no grass out there that's not covered by a Kimberly outfielder. Just a terrific afternoon for that group back there. So Fondy gets another base runner on and strands it. That's been the theme today. To the bottom of the sixth, Kimberly leads at 6-1.
At Radio Plus, we're proud to bring you stream team coverage of local sporting events. Our team is dedicated to providing live coverage from across Wisconsin, supporting the local teams and communities we know and love. What began as a one-person operation with play-by-play on radio has grown into a 5 or 6-person production. Keeping pace with the latest technology, equipment, and personnel is not only demanding, but costly. If you'd like to support this broadcast as a sponsor or a donor in any way, please log on radioplusinfo.com.
Back here, Kimberly leads Fondy 6-1, bottom of the sixth. Reminder, the winner of this game plays the winner of Nina Kaukauna. It's going on right now. Get you a score update from Waupun and Oshkosh West. The winner of that game plays the winner of Appleton North and Menasha. So that'll be the sectional semifinal coming up next Tuesday on June 2nd. Then Thursday, June 4th at Kaukauna High School, 5 p.m. That'll be the sectional final. Try to punch the ticket to state. And we'll see. Waupun's had a very nice year. They lead it 1-0 in the bottom of the fifth against Oshkosh West. And so, hey, there's an opportunity for our local teams. And, hey, Fondy's not out yet. Come on now. Don't lose faith yet. Cardinal faithful out there, still a chance. As long as you got an out to play with, and the Cards still got 3 to play with in the top of the seventh. But first, Ava Martinez and crew need to take care of business here in the bottom of the sixth. And actually, going to have a new pitcher here for Fondy. I believe it's Thorpe. We'll get confirmation of that here in just one moment. And one pitch, one out on the 6-3 putout. Yeah, that's Mallory Thorpe, in the pitch for Fondy. So she moves into the circle and gives Martinez the rest of the night off, you would assume. Grounder out here to second, and hey, a couple of quick outs here on the 6-3 and the 4-3 putouts for Mallory Thorpe in the circle. And try to get you a number for her replacement at third base. Looks like Sophia De Leon again. She pinch ran earlier tonight, and now she's out there playing third base. Top of the order here, and a nice first pitch strike from Thorpe. Hermes out there. She's 3 for 3. Ho-hum. Double, 2 singles. Other than that, it's been a long day for Sophie Hermes. Just kidding. She's made some great plays out in the field at short. But, I mean, her impact has been exponentially felt at the plate. This one slapped down the left field line. And that's what we've seen from Hermes all afternoon. First single went through the 5-6 hole in the defense. The double back in the third was hammered out to right center. And she went to, sort of dead center for her single in the fifth. Little to the right side of dead center. So, I mean, she's got it all, does Sophie Hermes. This one lifted out to left. Birschbach's going to have a chance, and she makes the play. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Mallory Thorpe. Second time Fondy's done it, back in the fourth, here in the sixth. We head to the top of the seventh. Last chance for the Cards when we come back.
It's the dawn of a new day for Dr. Kathy Doyle Kelly and Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry.
I'm Dr. Dylan Fogel, and I'm now the new owner of Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry. I'm truly honored to carry forward the tradition of personalized care you've come to know and trust. You'll still see Dr. Kathy and all the familiar faces who make this office feel like home. At Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry, we promise to do everything we can to keep you smiling before, after, and even during your appointment.
Doyle Kelly Family Dentistry will be changing its name to Fogel Family Dentistry in 2026. Find Dr. Dylan Fogel on Fond du Lac Avenue in Fond du Lac.
Chance here for Kimberly to win a regional plaque. Bella Elstad out there one last time. That's assuming Fondy can't tag 5 runs on here. It'll be Ava Hobson and then the top of the order. Really, one of the plays or junctures of the game was back in the 4th inning. Hobson came up. Well, Elena Fink and Hobson both came up with the bases loaded. And, or check that. Runners on first and second, second and third, excuse me. Fink struck out, and then Hobson grounded one sharply out to Sophie Hermes. Again, Hermes. We've said her name a ton. This one's lined down the left field line, and Hobson's got a single. And again, it's just, if that hits comes back in the 4th, this is a totally different ball game. It would have driven in 2 runs, would have got the top of the order back up. But don't count the cards out just yet. Hobson over at first, and Tristan Ernst to the dish. And one of the things Fondy's been very good at is playing the small ball, bunting people around. I don't know that you can do that here, needing 5 runs with just 3 outs to play with here against Bella Elstad. So here's Tristan Ernst, and she grounds this foul. Ernst is 1 for 3. Flew out to right field. She put a pretty good charge into it back in the 5th inning. Singled in the 3rd. Ernst waits, drives it out to left, finds the hole between the shortstop and the third baseman, and hold the phone. Fondy has a couple on with nobody out. And again, this is just where if you're a Fondy fan, man, all the chances they had to have this game be a closer game than 6-1, right? I mean, you just put so much pressure on yourselves here in the 7th inning to do too much, and we'll see. They might just be able to do it. Schultes squares. Now, skies one out to left. It's going to be playable, and caught out there by Rylan Deering. So that one maybe will settle Elstad down a little bit. First out of the inning. Brings up Lillian Berschbach. Berschbach 1 for 2. She singled in the 5th to go along with a sacrifice and a strikeout. She's got the power to put a couple of runs on the board at once. That one in there for a strike. Right at the knees. That's not one you want to be swinging at. And Berschbach let it go by. Here's the 0-1. This one swung on and fouled away. Look out down there. Berschbach quickly behind 0-2. Brianna Mentink waits on deck, and she'll have a chance to hit as long as Berschbach stays out of a double play. That one nearly hit Berschbach, but probably wasn't too far away from the strike zone as we've seen it this afternoon. It's where that arm ends, that's about where the strike zone has begun on that left side of the plate. 1-2 pitch to Berschbach. Grounded out to second, underneath the glove of the second baseman, Olivia Pavletsky, and that's going to load him up for perhaps Fondy's best hitter, or one of them at least. We'll give Berschbach the single. Probably goes down as an E4 in truth. But Brianna Mentink can make Kimberly fans mighty uncomfortable here. She struck out looking back in the 5th. That one's upstairs. It's 1-0. She singled in the fourth, flew out to center back in the first. Oh, what a big spot here for the shortstop from the Cards. Elstad comes home. That one inside corner again. She got that curveball working well. It starts way in on that looked like it was going to hit Mentink's knee, and it ends up in the strike zone, albeit the generous side of the strike zone. Elstad comes back in there again. That one was down and is ball number 2. Here's the 2-1. Grounded out to short. Nice play made out there. And Birchbach's going to take third here on an ill-advised throw over to first by Schreiber. It was a great play by Sophie Hermes. A fielder's choice scores 1 run. Hobson comes in. Ernst is out at third. But then Birchbach able to get all the way over to third on the play as Schreiber drew it down to first when, Mentink was nearly there. Might not matter anyway, but that is a big out for Kimberly to get. That brings up Thorpe, who pitched a 1-2-3 bottom half of the 6th. Now she's got to find a base knock to keep this thing going for the Cards. Birchbach at third, Mentink at first. And 4 runs required for Fondy. Elstad comes home, fouled back. And the Cardinals are down to their final strike. Out of softballs out there. Look out. Oh, 2 here for Mallory Thorpe. Try to extend Fondy's season. Elstad comes set. And here comes the 0-2 pitch. In there, swung on, driven out to left field. This should do it. And there's Ryland Deering. And, well, how fitting to end this. The final 2 outs recorded by Sophie Hermes and Ryland Deering. 2 players that were all over the place defensively for Kimberly. And obviously Hermes had a huge day at the plate as well. That's going to do it for Fondy's season. They lose it 6-2 here in the regional championship. Kimberly moves on to the sectional semifinal, where they will play the winner of 6th-seeded Kokona and 3rd-seeded Neenah. That's going on right now as well. Let's take a quick timeout. We're back in 30 seconds to wrap up Fondy's season right after this.
At Musa Sheet Metal, they spend generations building a better everyday life. They don't just build panels, they build a legacy. They're growing, innovating, and pushing the limits again with their brand new 24-gauge stocked steel line. Musa colors created by the Musa team, 25 bold choices ready to go, delivering the best solutions in architectural sheet metal. Say hi to the Musa apprentices. They're your neighbors, your classmates, and the future of the industry. Musa Sheet Metal, revolutionizing steel, building the future.
All right, coming back here to Sunset Park one last time. Beautiful Sunset Park here in Kimberly, Wisconsin. The Papermakers take care of Fondy 6-2, the final score, and we'll wrap it up here. Ava Martinez tabbed with the loss. Bella Elstad gets the win for Kimberly, and the Kimberly Papermakers move on to play in the sectional semifinal coming up next Tuesday. And if they win that, they'll play in a sectional final next Thursday. But for Fondy, their postseason run comes to an end here in the regional final. Got the 8-1 win on Tuesday against West Bend West. This afternoon, just not enough timely hitting for Fondy. They had runners on base in each and every inning this afternoon. After the 5th inning, they had left 5 runners in scoring position. You count the final inning of the ball game, and they left in total 6 runners on second or third base in this ball game. So a 6-2 loss is, obviously close enough that those things make a difference. And the big hit was just missing from the Cards here this afternoon. You look at some of the jump out performers. Obviously, Brianna Mentink keeps the inning alive there and scores that final run for the Cards in the 7th inning. Earlier in the game, Mallory Thorpe scored the first run. It was that 4th inning that really you felt like Fondy had an opportunity with runners on second and third, not able to get it done with the bottom of their order. For Kimberly, we talked about Sophie Hermes defensively at shortstop, playing just an outstanding game. At the plate, she was 1 for 3, just about impossible to retire. 2 singles, a double, and she scored twice on the afternoon. Peyton Schreiber had 2 RBIs. She scored once, 2 doubles and a single. RBIs for Bella Elstad, 2 RBIs for Nevaeh Honick. She had a nice day, and then that infield or the Little League home run by Olivia Pavletsky, thanks to the error from Fond du Lac. So that was the story today. Ava Martinez pitched about as well as you could expect against second-seeded Kimberly, and just looking for the run support that never quite came for the Cardinals, and that's why their season comes to an end here this afternoon. All right, I want to thank Josh for punching the buttons today, doing the difficult job, and appreciate all our sponsors up and down the line. Thank you for tuning in. Fondy finishes their season 12-16 and come up short, 6-2 the final here in Kimberly. Have a great night, everybody.